Hey everybody, welcome back to the sort of a DFS soccer recap. I'm Alex Hooper, joined by Tom Stoss yet again. Another weekend of Premier League in the books. Still got games tomorrow, but circumstances have changed in our recording schedule, so we're going to just talk about the weekend matches. But tomorrow's Palace, Burnley, I think, slates. We don't need to recap those. Not that today was anything different. Not that we're going to do a ton of recapping, but interesting weekend for us both.
Yeah, almost really interesting.
I was gonna say interesting because I can't say it was necessarily good for both of us.
If I can fly close to the sun, I don't care if my wings melt. I flew. Who cares?
Hey man,
I was doing it.
You're 4 or 5 weeks into this, and you almost took down a couple of GPPs, and then you had some weird nuclear stuff from Bruno, which him going nuclear wasn't necessarily crazy, but how he got there was, I mean, it almost didn't happen. So
yeah,
you'll get there. We're gonna get you there one of these days.
All the Nations League crap, all that international, I had a terrible time. So it's nice, coming back home to Premier League, just feeling nice, and knowing who to rely on. I'm back, kind of. I'm back enough. Yeah,
I'm with you. I fluked into a win, and then I don't think I won that $1,000. I did a video on that, and I think I lost every other and when I say lost those Nations League slates, I think I was like dead last in a lot of them. It was bad.
Yeah, it was pretty hairy.
It was just unpredictable when you get that much variance. I told Emily, my wife, not that you don't know that. I was talking to her about how between baseball and DFS, I've realized that I can just blame everything on variance. Like whatever goes wrong in my life, it's small sample size, it's just variance. So it's not me being awful at things and making wrong choices, just variance.
Just variance.
My process is pristine, and everything that I do, everything that goes wrong is just variance. 2020, it's just variance, man. Just
variance. I got pulled over. I was going 100 into 55. It's just a little variance issue.
Got caught this one time. You do it.
Yeah, I'll tweak the approach and I'll be right back with it. No worries.
Your ROI on time you got there, you're still plus like a couple of minutes, even though that's a roadside chat with the officer. That took 30 minutes. We shaved off 32. Anyway.
Yeah, right.
Let's vary ourselves over to what we're going to get into. So it's on the title, but we haven't talked about it yet. We're not really going to recap what happened this weekend necessarily from a result standpoint. Y'all know what happened, especially if you're watching this. We're going to talk about two important things, though, and DFS soccer especially, maybe not especially, but in my experience especially, two things. One, satellite and ticket giveaways. Very important to a certain demographic, and I think you can leverage the hell out of it. The second one, speaking of leverage, is late swap, which we knew it was going to be important on Saturday because we looked at those matches and you had the most heavily favored team with a very productive player that you didn't know was going to play. They were the third match of the day. The second match was kind of unpredictable. The first one was definitely unpredictable in how it went, but you kind of cared least. You were going to have the least players from that match. So Ross Barkley goes down, whatever. So you don't know if you're going to play Alex Tellez. You don't know if you're going to play, you're going to play Bruno. But if Tellez isn't in there, you have to make some different changes. And that was kind of what happened Saturday. It didn't really matter for me, and I think a lot of us, because Ross Barkley goes down and we were already behind. So there was a pivot point, and I think I mentioned to you a couple times, like I was thinking even before the day started that I might take Kevin De Bruyne over Bruno just for leverage. Just because I knew the whole field was going to be on Bruno. I thought they would be about even, and they were until the end. But once I went down big, once Barkley got hurt and I didn't have any goal scorers, I thought about pivoting to Kev, and I think I did in a couple places. But Bruno ended up passing him anyway in like the last 20 minutes of that match. So Did you have anything like, did you end up changing anyone around later in the day on Saturday?
There were a couple, just ones that I was just like hoping for a lot of goal upside on them. I think I was trying to see if I got Martial in some, just because, yeah, like you said, Ross Barkley going down. I was like, maybe he'll put one in, maybe he'll get an assist out of that. Might as well.
Yeah, and I went to Martial as well. That was another one that I went with, because Bruno's going to be highly owned. Rashford, if anyone is going and doing that, pivoting down, they're probably going to pivot to Rashford. Going for Martial definitely had the top 1% equity, and that was kind of where you wanted to go there. But so before we get into how that affected my day today, because it did in a great amount, I wanted to talk about the tickets. So I am going to share my screen and take a look. We're going to head over to Roto Tracker here. This is my Roto Tracker. I'm on an expired silver, or else you'd see more of what's going on. Yeah, the week looks great. But you see right here, satellite, super satellite, had a good day. And that weird rain Bordeaux match where I went 5-1 against the team and won and still managed. But satellite. So that was my weekend basically, was satellites. That's my background. But let's take a look at, so we're going to go up here, we're going to go to graphs, and we're going to look by sort of contest. Things weren't looking great for me early, but apparently I've been doing okay. So we're going to go by category. I'm going to switch it over to, I haven't played enough that it really matters here, but okay. So little bump here in satellite. Let's go instead, getting a little messy here. We're just going to go in the last week, just to kind of really show how things have gone for me. So if I really only played head-to-head satellite and double up, I feel like I've played some GPP, but that's fine because we probably don't want to see those results of those one Nations League that I won. So I'm making the most money off satellites. $142 is where that net profit is. So basically what happens is most of these are 10, 25-cent contests. And the ticket amount is, I won some that were 6, I won some that were 10, I won some that were 15, I won some that were 20, I won one that was 25. So, I mean, I think I got up to a 250 times multiplier on some of my entries, which you don't get that in a ton of other tournaments. And if you do, they're $15 a pop. When you can do that at 10 cents, it's huge. Now, obviously, it's not money. You have to take that ticket and you have to go win some other things. And that's the big thing. But the reason it's important is if you're going to be playing big contests, if you're going to be playing the $15, if you're going to be playing the Millie Maker and other sports, we don't get Millie Makers in soccer, but if you're going to be doing that, if you want to max those, or if you want to play the top of your bankroll, whatever you're allowed, 20% on the 10% that you're playing that day, whatever, you're going to max your bankroll out. And one, like, unless you know how to win, unless you're someone who can win contests often, then you're probably wasting your money. The odds of you just going into a big contest with a bunch of sharps and 150 entries, your chances of winning are very, very, very small. So the second reason it's important is not just that you can learn how to win, you have to win those. Sometimes it's first out of 39, sometimes it's 2 or 3 tickets out of 140, whatever. But if you have a smaller bankroll, if you're not playing with thousands of dollars, if you're going to adhere to your bankroll rules, if you're going to play 20% GPP, 80% in cash, and 10% of your bankroll, if you have a $50 bankroll and you're just playing casually, like you're entering $5, maybe you double up. On your best day, you're probably playing a couple of dollar entries and a couple of 25-cent entries. If you double up your cash, you're looking at $10 on the day. That's $5 profit. That's fun. And then if you win a GPP, the 25 centers sometimes in soccer are like $5, $10. Like, it's really not exciting money. But if you want to accelerate your bankroll, if you really want to be smart and get into winning the big bucks, getting those tickets is important, because then you're basically playing those entries at such a huge discount. And if you were to hit, I mean, you've turned, say I play 15 ticket entries and I win one at 25 cents, looking at almost $4 for, even with all the losses, I win one of those, I get in. That's a $16 entry for a quarter of what it costs. And all of a sudden I'm playing for, in soccer, 20,000 is often the high end prize pool. So I'll share my screen again really quick and just show the tickets that I have currently as my very slow internet loads really quick. So I have 8 to Tuesday's group stage. I have 6 to this Boxing Day special that's coming up that I've won this weekend. I have 1 to the Christmas Day NBA, which I'm really excited about, really excited to get in the NBA. I won 2 today to the NFL Millionaire, which I believe is Thanksgiving Day. So one of those NFLs, I paid 10 cents for that entry. And it was one of the ones that I hit yesterday with close to a nuts lineup. So I'm playing for $1 million on 10 cents. Like, I could throw out the craziest lineup in that and have a shot to win $1 million. Very, 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 very long shot. I'm not saying, like, because I did it this way, I'm looking at a win. But, like, I'm actually good at soccer. If you're talking Tuesday, that's 20,000 the first. I have a shot at a huge discount because I have 8. I can play the rest of my bankroll, maybe get 4 or 5 more based on what I'm at. 13 entries to that contest. Like, that should be enough to optimize the best I'm going to do. Boxing Day, same sort of thing. Then there's the King of the Pitch, which that's even better, where it's like 25 first, but like 10 to second 5. It's tiered a little more evenly as opposed to some of these really top heavy GPPs. So that's why it makes sense. That's why you want to get into them. I know I just talked a bunch, but I know you've played some ticket giveaways this weekend. It's frustrating because you have to win, but yeah. I know you put some shots on goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like I always forget they're there, the ticket entries, just because I'm always going to tournaments. I'm always going to like just 150-50 double up, and then I'd sort of just forget about that whole featured section of it, which is, I mean, all I do, and tell me if this is wrong, but I make my GPP lineups and I just sort of like reuse all of them in the ticket contests.
That's what you should be doing. You should be trying to win the contest, which right. I mean, that's what you have to do to win a ticket in most cases. There are some others that are $3, $4, and they give away 4 out of 16, at which point I usually play my cash lineup, to be honest, because that's the percentile that it should be able to reach, or at least has a decent chance, as opposed to some bigger gambles on one that I need to be number 1. So no, that's absolutely what you should be doing, especially if you're adding enough variance, differentials, stuff like that. I'm overusing variance, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So no, that's the right way to go, and we'll get into the one which ended up taking it down, but I don't know. I feel bad about it. I thought you were going to win it, especially 60 minutes into that United match. So.
Oh yeah, that I totally forgot. It was a snoozer for so long, and I was like, I thought the dream was about to come true. And
right. I was at the grocery store, and then Tilt City. But all right, well, let's get into it really quick because I don't want to spend a ton of time. There's not a ton of time to be spent on today's slate. There was one goal. Sebastian Haller scores for West Ham against an awful Sheffield team, and Arsenal and Leeds blank. So, all right. So here's a satellite to a satellite, my favorite thing in the world. A ticket giveaway to another potential ticket giveaway. So I'm going to have to win another one to even capitalize on this ticket. But so I went into this match with, this was my West Ham stack. This was my GPP all day. I figured Sheffield's so bad, and I'm just going to stack West Ham. So I go into it, and I play Fabianski, Cresswell, Ampadu, Bowen, and Allaire. As soon as Allaire scores that goal, I knew I'm going to have a good day. I didn't know how good. I didn't know what else was going to happen. But I had Aubameyang in pretty much every other one of my lineups. I felt good about, like, if anyone goes off, it's probably going to be him. Whatever. And then Fabianski puts up 20 burger. I got 13 for Bowen, 20 for Muller. So what happened here is I'm pretty sure I was in first. I'm also pretty sure that my lineup was, I want to say it was like Ava, and it wasn't Willian. It might have been like a more upside-oriented guy. But because I was up, I switched to Willian. Willian's got the sets. He's got a decent floor, is what I'm telling myself. He got hurt today, but he still only put up 1.58 in 60 minutes, or maybe he came off right around the half. Actually, I think that's what it was. He came off right around the half. So I already had a lead, and it was pretty sizable. I knew that I was going to block a lot of people by having Aubameyang. If Aubameyang scores 2, I'm still fine. So what I was really looking for was, like, maybe Willian grabs an assist, maybe Arsenal dominates. That's how Aubameyang scores, and I'm still getting enough floor to stay above these guys. Does that track? Does that make sense as to why what it might have switched?
Yeah. I'm not anywhere near that in terms of my switches that I can make out, but
sure.
I get it.
So basically, what I did was I pulled up a bunch of different lineups that I won tickets with, but they were all different scores. So you're going to see different lineups that these all pretty much stayed the same. This was the best build. I see my guy Gregor coming in too. Gregor from another FSI guy. But so I had Alba and Bowen. This was a non-Haller giveaway. Nobody had him apparently. And I believe I had Aubameyang and Ceballos, and instead of Alioski, it was Phillips, the set taker from Leeds. Yorkshire Pirlo, as they call him. But again, Fabianski, Cresswell, Agbana, Norwood. I knew I needed some points here. I knew I wasn't clear. I knew I couldn't just try and grab a floor and stay afloat. The other one I was up 10. I finished up 10. This one, was 2 point something. And I don't even know that I was in first here. But I knew I needed some floor, and Alioski went off. Sorry, I needed some upside rather. Alioski went off. That's not necessarily what I was going to for the upside. I was looking for Ava and Harrison. But I got it out of Alioski. And if you didn't play him here, especially if no one had Haller, you probably weren't going to win. So that's just another switch I made. And
by the way, Alioski is, I know we're not going through and doing pats on the back or whatever, but I got to pat myself on the back for Alioski, because you look at it and you pass up Dallas, you pass up Ailing, who they've both done pretty well in the past. Alioski seems to be like, they seem to go through him a lot. I think I said it a couple weeks ago, so they worked out in this one.
You did, and we didn't even talk about that, and you identified them. So, shout out.
Yeah. Well, I like to watch Leeds, so they don't. Yeah, they are. So it was pretty easy to notice this guy because I was annoyed at Dallas not making any runs or anything like that. So just watching this guy for next time, and it worked out, to a point.
Right. That's a good call, though. You deserve a pat on the back for that, because I don't think a lot of people would have necessarily identified that, especially as early in the game as you are. This one I didn't even realize. So this was my I really need points lineup.
Oh.
I had Declan Rice. I was down there already, but still no Bowen here. So I believe this lineup actually. This was probably. Oh, I didn't even grab that. Well, I guess I could have won by a little. Oh, no, Saka came in and did better than Willian. That's funny. Someone won the Spurs City GPP on Saturday by playing Lo Celso, who didn't start, which what an ass. Congrats on your $5,000 because you got lazy.
It's a rigged contest, man. They're passing out hints. I just know it. Whatever. I'll keep using this. Hey, the DraftKings stock is going up and up. They got to get people playing. That's
true. I hear it's bloated, though. I hear it's a bloated stock, whatever that means. I don't know anything about stock. But yeah, this was, I needed to make up a ton of points, and I played Bamford and Alba and Harrison and Alioski, and I somehow won by 0.84 points. I didn't realize this lineup even won anything. So more of a testament to late swap here. Let's move on. Again, these are just different scores, I think, and then I'll try to get over to what happened later. I'm so glad that everyone's tuning in so they can watch just how slow and bad my internet is.
Yeah. Get us some likes and subscriptions on here so we can get that ad money coming in. We could get Alex a new we could bump up to the next level. Let's get those subscriptions in. Come on.
You're better at this than me. Oh, this is just a crappy head-to-head that I won with this by playing a goalie in cash, which is a big no-no, but Sheffield sucks.
Yeah,
also,
Fabianski's good. Yeah.
He is good. People are going to have to like and subscribe to the point that I can move to a different area, because that is what's going on here. This is what happens when your apartment complex decides that everyone should have the same Wi-Fi.
That's an interesting. Okay, all right, yeah, that just the one router.
Don't do that.
No.
We even all had our own internet connections, and everything was fine. And then they decided to do that. All right. So did I not win this one? No, I didn't. Winning 0. So this must have been. This is 18 entries. I finished second. So let's see. I have Rafinha here. So I had Aller and Bowen. I think this one, I think the Hat Man obviously probably had Aller. He did. So what I did was, I think I tried to hedge. Who was it? I don't think I could afford. It was great. I don't think I could afford Jack Harrison if I wanted to play Alba. I think I wanted to block Alba again, so no one benefited from that other than me. And I thought maybe Rafinha would give me a little bit of overhead. I don't know.
Right.
That's where I went there. So I think you get the point. I have a bunch of other ones that are pulled out. Is there fire somewhere?
The smoke alarm keeps going off.
Is everyone all right?
I probably should go help.
That's fine. This one I probably should have changed. I don't even know what this was. I don't know what I was trying to accomplish here, but I won the ticket. So that's fine. But yeah, so basically you get it. Like, there are certain guys that give you different angles. There are certain, if you're behind a ton, you want unowned upside. If you're close enough, you want slightly owned upside, but make sure the guys that you're using can get you there. Right. And if you're in the lead in something like that, blocking is a huge thing. If you look below you and someone has the same amount of salary-ish and minutes remaining, you should be able to block what you think they will do. But if they're smart, they're going to kind of make a move. And I don't even know what I'm looking for at this point. I was looking for the ticket for you and I, where I overtook you with Bruno.
Oh, but yeah. That was a tough one. That was like, I was spent after after Spurs City. I had nothing in United for the one that I was pulling in on that one. So it was just a matter of like nothing. I hope a meteor falls on on Manchester.
Well, so I was in 6th and you were in 1st.
Yeah.
I don't even know that the one I had in 6th was the one that won it. I think it was the one that I had in 8th, where I had a bunch of people. I think I had Grant. I think I had probably Martial and Telles and Bruno. I think that was the one that won. But the guy behind you had Alex Telles. And again, like 60th minute, 75th minute, I'm in the grocery store. I'm pulling up where you're at, because I think you're going to actually take this thing down. And then you get the missed penalty from Bruno. And then did he put it back? I wasn't watching the match. But like, it was like missed penalty saved. And I was like, sweet, I have some Sam Johnstone. I think this will help me. And then it was like goal. And I was like, oh, cool. I hope it's Martial. And then it was Bruno. I was like, that sucks. And then I looked. And then Alex Telles had all of a sudden ballooned from like 3 to 10 really quickly. And I don't think he had assists or anything like that. I don't think he assisted that goal, whatever happened. So, Barry and Scotch, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Like I said, it was kind of a foregone conclusion, but it was very exciting at the moment. And
But you tasted it. You did. You flew close
yeah.
to the sun.
What really got me excited about it was there's a guy who was very close to me in second place, and I was like, he had one spot open. I don't know who he was going with, and I looked and it was Fosu Mensah, and I was like, oh wow, all right, so there's really a chance now.
Hey man, unknown play is trying to get you with a little late swap. He knew no one was going to have Fosu Mensah, and he went with it. Shout out to that guy. Shout out to that guy who, like, all he had to do was play a warm body, and he probably takes that thing.
Yeah, there's so many other people he could have gone with. I feel like I don't know why he made the cut, but
with these staggered start times in the EPL, man, set it and forget it.
Yeah, that's what got me today. Well, I overslept. I said it overslept. And then, yeah.
I didn't know when the slate started, for what it's worth. I got up for the first match, and then I went back to bed after it started, which is good because it was awful for me. But I got up. No, actually, it was when I woke up, and the match wasn't at 7:30. It was at 7, and I'm up at 6:30. And I didn't have any time to prepare, and I got whacked. But then I was like, this must start. The early slate must start early, so I checked it. Tried to fire out the warning text, but
thanks anyway.
Hey,
I actually had a dream. I had a dream that it was at 9. I didn't know for sure, but I was like, I think I gotta wake up and find my phone. It's I think there's a thing, and then no, I'm just dreaming. Never mind. It's nothing.
It was all a dream.
Yeah.
This podcast didn't even happen. You're still asleep. Well, start dreaming about winning a ticket contest. Dream about winning a $25 King of the Pitch, and then winning that one, and then winning King of the Pitch, and then you'll be $50,000 richer or whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm dreaming. Yeah, I'm dreaming about it. I'm dreaming about Champions League. I'm gonna get some of those ticket ones in there because that seems to be my luckiest contest that so far. So I'm gonna definitely throw some in there, and we'll see how that goes.
Just keep playing them. That's the beauty about tickets. Is, again, 10 cents. Like, even if you don't want to take the time for Showdown.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, of course.
Pick a goal scorer, pick an assister, try to grab something around it. I don't want to give away, not necessarily my secret, but there's something I do for those, and I win most of my tickets in Showdowns, to be honest with you.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely forget about Showdowns in general. So yeah, that I got to keep up with that.
It's a good reason to go over to Roto Tracker. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do it right now. And sweet. I'm going to have to even deal with my bad typing. This is solid programming. Why did I do this? If you're just killing time at work, if you're tuned into this. All right, there's my email. That's great. Give away some personal information. I do it for you. Do it for our loyal fan base. There's everything. I should probably cut this out.
No, this is people need to know where you went to college.
As if it's not already been behind you the whole time. Where we went to college.
Oh yeah, right. No, this is just because of Alex.
I bought you.
Who knows?
All right, let's go to graphs. You're just trying, if you're still here with us at this point, you're just trying to kill time at work, so you don't care how slow my internet is. All right. I did category already.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I can't really necessarily do this. Let's see how bad I am in other sports really quick. Did I not put, I played more than EuroLeague. This did not import the right stuff, but apparently it didn't import all my losses because it says I'm doing fantastic. I haven't played EuroLeague in like 2 weeks. Entry, general. Aha! Category? No, I want a Showdown. I've been here enough times to where apparently I still don't know what I'm doing. Category. I'll change this to Showdown and stuff. Site, sports, season, category. Are you sure I shouldn't cut this out? This is me just plotting through. I swear this is a thing.
Yeah, you'd think that there would be a Showdown section.
All right, cool. Entry details. I don't remember how to do it. Man, I'm going to have to do extra editing because I'm not going to let this stand.
Oh, I was about to hop in with my denouncement of the week. Something I'd like to start. I'm denouncing Ross Barkley. You old swear word. I'm done with you.
Say it. Maybe I'll bleep it. Maybe I'll do some extra editing. I'll cut that, and then you can just call him a bleep. But now we got to set it up. A what? A B word?
A B word. I don't know. Some sort of B word or some sort of word. I don't know.
You stew on that, and then next week we can decide what he is.
What? Oh my. Yeah, sure. He's British, right? Yeah, he's a British dog.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Like 1940s Italian. It's probably not what they call them. Going with World War II. Like, wouldn't that be where the slur happened?
Italians? I don't know.
I wasn't necessarily saying that it was Italians that were going to use the slur. I wasn't saying like, oh, those Italians.
No, they're fiery people. They just, they just love to drink. They love to be loud and swear all the time. Always swearing. It's the Mediterranean. You can't keep it up.
If the boot fits.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you sure you don't want to go back on Roto Tracker? We can take a look.
I can click around for a little longer. I swear there was a way to do that, but maybe I should have done a little show prep. All right. I think we should go now.
Yeah.
At least there's no more fire at your place.
That I know of. It could have burned down the entire rest of the apartment, and I really don't know.
Well, you go, and then at least you have that room, and then next week, when everything is burned down, we can talk about it.
That's right.
We can recap that. All right. Thank you, everybody. If you stayed through my clicking through Roto Tracker, find me in a head-to-head. Let me know in the comments, and I will not play. I'll play Gio Lo Celso and whoever. Saka. I'll play Saka.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Do that. We'll catch you next time.